No, and called the police and went to the car. No, that was all his other friends that were supposedly at the party with him enjoying themselves. Of course, he's saying something totally different because he wants to spin a motherfucking narrative. I could just beat his fucking ass, and this would have been totally different, right? And then none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. No, because he knows he's got a messy side narrative right now that he can play off of. He's playing off of it right now. You see him doing a whole world tour? He's doing a whole Bigo tour. People don't even know who the fuck he is. Doing a whole world tour right now.
Hey.
What's up, Taylor?
Hey. So,
Hey, Taylor.
my only thing is, I went over to Tom's case because Volk just kept saying that I didn't have his back at all the whole night, which is not true. And I think everyone at the party knew I literally had Voltage's back because whenever you had came up and told me everything that was going on, I called Voltages over to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Which
exactly
apparently says I never tried to have a conversation with him when I did. In fact, Voltages and Halo both walked up because I called Halo over too, not realizing Voltages had heard me come tell him to talk. So then I told Halo, I said, hey, actually go away for a second and I'll get you in a second. Because I didn't want them both standing there at the same time. Then, whenever the cops were called and I realized what was going on, because I started hearing screaming, I got out of the pool and I was like, I'm going to the truck. And I passed you on the sidewalk and you were like, Taylor, don't even go worry about it because it's your birthday. Go have fun. And I was like, nah,
yeah.
I'm just going to go handle this shit. And so I went to the truck and I said, everybody go away. Even to the point that I had to scream. Like, even Gabrielle and Jesse were over near the water slide. And I yelled at everybody. And I was like, everybody go away. So that I could talk to Voltages. So that's my only problem is that he's saying I didn't try to have a conversation with him and I didn't have his back. When I did. I even stood between him and the cop when the cop got there.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, even your dad, even though whatever happened, your dad was like, okay, we just want to get him home safe. We don't need him to go in jail. We just want to get him home safe. We have a ride for him. And, even with the cop, he called the motherfucking cops on him goddamn self because he wanted to drive his car.
Exactly. He told
he wanted to drive his car.
That drunk to drive.
Exactly.
And
he was
I did not know
obliterated.
He had a problem with my mom. Like, he never told me. He's saying that my mom was looking at him some type of way, like homophobic and stuff. He has never once told me he had a problem with my mom. Never once has he said that to me. And my mom is not homophobic at all. Like, not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest. Listen, we were chilling the whole... If we were homophobic, why the fuck would the theme of the party be everybody wearing wigs, everybody having fun, everybody chilling? That was the theme of the fucking party. We were having fun as fuck at this goddamn party. Until this guy got... I think what it was, as soon as he got cut off from the bar, is when he switched. Right? And once he got cut off from the bar, we cut off... How many people got cut off from that bar that night? There was 3 or 4 people that got cut off from the bar.
See, I don't know anything about him getting cut off because, like, literally, I was in the pool almost probably 95% of the night having the time of my life. All I know is I know that 20 came. There was multiple separate issues that led up to this,
What up,
all
Primo?
within its own individual issue. Hi, Primo. 20 came up to me and 20 was pissed off about to beat Voltage's ass, and I was like, what's up? What's wrong? He goes, I need you to just talk to Voltages because this is what happened, blah, blah. Halo was apparently upset. 20 said Voltages had touched his butt. Marlins had said 20 had touched. And my mom had said she had felt uncomfortable. I guess he had touched my mom or something. I called Voltages into the pool And I did watch Voltages put his hands on each one of my mom's arms when she was trying to get him out of the pool. Which at that point was when my dad lost his shit and was like, "Get the F out of our house." Voltages went inside. He was drunk. He was walking around in his yellow underwear after he came out of the bathroom, and his clothes were on inside out and backwards. He was 100% drunk, no matter what he says. Jeff was going to try to take him home. He stood and argued with the cops for a while that he needed to make sure he had everything, and he wasn't that drunk that he could drive home. And the cop was like, "You cannot drive home." Why ain't he in jail? Why would he be in jail?
You guys, so anybody that's saying why isn't he in jail? Why anything? Listen, we try to get him home safe. His friends,
Why would he be arrested? Why would
Noah,
people have wanted him arrested?
Jesse, all of them try to get him home safe and get him a safe ride home and not drive his own vehicle. Listen, he was out in the goddamn country, 20 minutes away from a hotel. For him to take his car and drive it into a pole or kill somebody on the fucking roadway because he was drunk, that's all we were trying to do, was get him home safe. He wanted to make it more of a fucking issue because he could not take his own car. So for anybody that's trying to spin a narrative and be a follower to whatever the fuck is going on for people that weren't even at the goddamn party, sit and listen for a little bit and realize what the whole point of all of this it was. Just trying to get him home safe. He was not allowed to drive home drunk. The police were there and allowed him to get a drive home safe from a friend. He came back in an Uber and stole his own car and drove away drunk. It's okay, whatever they have, because it's gonna be that way. This whole thing has been that way. Do you notice that anybody that was at the party, we didn't even go live and speak on it. It's people that are going live that's speaking on this that weren't even at the goddamn party. Now it's time for people that are at the party to address the fact of it.
Marley, he was drove by Jeff to his hotel so he would get home safe. The cops were there, and the cops were like, "Are you going to let Jeff take you home?" And he said yes. He got to his hotel safely. He then left his hotel by an Uber and apparently had his Uber drop him off at the top of the road so we wouldn't know that he was here. He got in his car and left drunk. He flashed his lights at my house like 5 or 6 times. And then
he should have got way worse than assaulted.
Out of the road, drunk. So,
listen, at the end of the fucking day, the reason he's assaulted is he put his hands on somebody else. They had to grab him and put him in a headlock to get him off of somebody that he had in a headlock, and then thrown in the car. But way worse, I should have knocked his fucking ass out to begin with, and this would have been a whole nother story, because now y'all would have been celebrating that I knocked his ass out. Y'all would have been on YouTube and Bigo Tees and fucking loved that shit. Wouldn't y'all? If I'd have just knocked him out to begin with, we wouldn't have been talking right now. We tried to de-escalate the whole situation. That's why I went to the front porch. That's why I went to Taylor to begin with and said, "Hey, Taylor, talk to your host." I don't like how he came up to me and said, "I'm glad Mystery called the bank. You know it was right because he didn't get his June and July rebates." Get the fuck up. None of us got June and July rebates.
I wasn't involved in any of this except for 20 coming to me saying, "Can you have a conversation with Voltages?" I said yes. I called Voltages over to start having a conversation with him, but that's when my dad came over and was like, "I'm taking you to your hotel now." Voltages had a shot in his hand. Marlins was standing right there, and Voltages was like, "I'm going to take my shot, and then I'm going to drive myself home." That's when everything escalated. And then I stayed in the pool while Voltages got out of the pool. I stayed in the pool. Voltages went inside. It wasn't until maybe 15 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 5, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes later, I hear screaming at the truck. And I was like, really, y'all? This is my birthday. Like, do I have to really handle this shit? I got out of the pool. I passed 20. 20 was like, Taylor, don't even go handle that shit. It's your birthday. Go have fun. And I was like, well, clearly somebody has to. So I went over to Voltages and I was like, what is happening? What is going on? And I told everyone else to go away. The only people that was me and what they're calling Lil Blake was standing in front of me. I'm standing right behind them, and then Alyssa came up. So we're trying to have a conversation with him. And he said, the only people I'm going to have a conversation with is you and Alyssa. He sat there. He was like, Taylor, I respect you. You know I love you. You're the reason why I'm here. He was like, he basically told me there was no hard feelings between me and him. I told him I was going to have a conversation with him the next day.
Exactly. And we thought it was all good from there because he had a safe ride home. Jeff even talked to him in the parking lot for like 30 minutes before he went into his hotel. And then he called an Uber, came back and snuck in when everybody else was back, closing down the party, because the party closed down after all this because, it was too much. The bartender put all the alcohol away, did everything, came back, boom, there goes his Charger driving down the goddamn dirt road because he came back and took his car drunk and drove it back to the goddamn hotel.
Big Blake did put him in a chokehold, Gianna. So inside, Voltages went to go get his stuff, and he knocked stuff off my dad's desk. He kicked some of my furniture and knocked stuff off of like a side table that's there. Small Blake, Lil Blake, picked him up. Voltages fought back and put his hands around Lil Blake's neck. Big Blake grabbed him off and put him in a chokehold. And that's when the others stepped in and was like, my dad came in and was like, what's going on? Like, everyone stopped. And my dad pushed him out of the house.
Rehab. How do you know he was drunk? Did you give him a test? Are you fucking retarded? Because he was stumbling all over the place, drinking all night with us. Of course we know he was drunk. We were there.
Since we got there.
The fuck? At that point, you don't need to give somebody a test when you know that you're at the party.
So again,
before we were there, everybody had an understanding.
Why would we tell
everybody had an understanding that when they came to this party, that Coach B, who is not drinking, was a designated driver. He was going to take everybody and usher them back to the hotel rooms when this party was over. We all had that understanding before the party started. Once you started drinking, your keys were done. Why am I so mad? Because I should have knocked his ass out. That's why I'm mad right now. I'm mad that I should have just knocked his ass out and not worried about being Canadian in America and knocking his ass out. I should have just knocked his ass. And then we would have been a whole nother story right now. It would have been a whole nother story. Then 20 would have got kicked out the party and it would have been a whole nother story. That's what I'm mad about right now. Because all these motherfuckers spinning the narrative in other lives. You say drunk people shouldn't. Exactly. That's why I didn't touch him. That's why I was respectful, went to Taylor and said, deal with your host, and went to the front porch away from the whole backyard. And I was just chilling. So I was away from everything that was even going on in the situation. Even putting him in the truck. I wasn't the one that was putting him in the truck or even near there because I was so mad that I just went to the front porch. Yeah, deal with your host. That was Taylor's host. So I said, because the way he came up to me was on some Bigo shit. I never met this motherfucker before. That's the first time I ever met him, ever.
20 told me, he said, I could have beat his ass, but I respect your house, and I'm not going to cause shit.
We look weak. How we look weak? We look weak for helping somebody into a car to get home safe from a goddamn party? No, he was in Karma family. He was never in my family. I never met him before in my life. No, because his name is High Voltages. That's why.
The story hasn't changed at all.
The story hasn't changed one time.
There's
I didn't
just
even
like
know him.
30 people,
I never
30 other
never met
people
him
who think
before. Never dealt with him business wise. Never even think. I seen him when I was dropping a box BKs. I seen his name a couple times. Like, yo, what the fuck is high voltages? I've
People
never
that
met him
weren't
before.
there and think they know details just keep adding little flares. But the story has been the same from the jump.
Yeah.
there's like 30 people, 30 different people seen different like parts of this. My house is huge. There was people upstairs, some people inside, some people outside at the truck, some people at the bar, some people in the pool, some people on the front porch.
You're right, Miana. That's why Taylor wanted to make sure that nobody drove home. Because what if Voltages would have drove off that damn yard and went head on to another car, killed another family? Whose house do you think that they're going? Whose house do you think that they're going? They're going to Taylor's house.
Right.
They're going to shut all that down. This is why
Not
we were
everybody was
responsible to have designated drivers. We're responsible to not have everybody at the party drinking. He came back on his own accord
He
and
was
drove
not the
off
only black
after
person
we already
there.
put him in. If we would have seen him come back, we still wouldn't have let him get back in the car. And it would have been a whole nother situation.
Hi, Kyra.
And the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, this is being pushed because this wasn't even a Beagle narrative. We didn't even go live to even speak on it. We thought, hey, he's going to come back tomorrow.
Until yesterday, 3 days after this happened, is the first time I talked to Zeus about it. I had a 16-minute phone call with Zeus whenever he called and was like, what happened? He was like, I already know everything that happened, but tell me your side.
So Robert started it 2 days after. Robert only came because we weren't talking on it. And Robert felt like, okay, they're going to keep talking on y'all. And I even said, just let them say what they got to say, because we know at the end of the day, it's not our business. That ain't going to make me no damn money. That ain't making me no money going live talking about this shit. Plus, it was the fact that it was Taylor's host, so why am I going to go live and talk on it? We thought he was going to come back the next day and everything was going to be good. He was going to come back and chill and be like, laugh about it. Oh my God, I was so drunk last night, and just sleep it off. Nobody physically beat him up. They were trying to stop it. They were trying to stop him from doing other stuff, trying to stop him from trying to get to his car. That's the only thing it was. Let me ask y'all a question.
Monique, that's Robert's content. Robert does that about everything on the app. And this is no
Let me ask y'all a question, and y'all throw a party. You have somebody come to your house that is drunk. What are y'all going to do? Y'all just going to let them sit there, be drunk, and be like, oh, yeah, fuck it, get in your car and leave. Go kill somebody. Go have fun. Y'all going to do that? No, you're not. I guarantee you're not. You're not going to let him sleep it off if he's going crazy and doesn't want to sleep it off, and he wants to keep disrupting and breaking up your house.
Did you know?
Are you? Or are you going to put him back? Especially if he's going to a hotel. You're going to get him safe to his hotel, aren't you?
No, not everyone was drunk.
No, he did not come there to fight. He was having a good time. Everybody was dancing. We were all having a good time. We were all chilling. For somewhere out of nowhere, he just started to talk about stupid stuff. And then he got a little handsy because he was drunk. And I guess he does this a lot, because last year he did it to Marlins. Marlins was like, okay, I was trying to be nice. Yeah, trying to get away from it. That was it. Just grabby. He was being grabby. So, he did it to me. I said, get the fuck off me. And that's when he started talking about mystery shit. And that's when I went over.
I don't like that.
Yeah, okay. That's why I went over to Taylor and I said, deal with your host. And I went to the front porch. So I did not fight at Taylor's house, who invited me, and I flew across the country to come see. He didn't grab my balls. Get the fuck out of here, Rick James. The fuck?
We haven't changed the story at all.
Story didn't change. He just grabbed my arms, rubbed down my back, towards my ass. That was it.
Everyone tried to go.
So the whole party was, we were having fun with it too. Like, oh my God, the party stopped because he grabbed Tony's ass, right? We were having fun with it. We didn't think it was going to escalate to this point. We didn't know he was going to leave and go back and go live and start spinning the narrative and go into people's rooms and start saying, oh, this is racist and this is that. This is homophobic. No, he was invited there. He was an invited guest. He was Taylor's friend. He was Noah's friend. He was China's friend. He was Jesse's friend. He was everybody's friend. It was just he had too much to drink and couldn't handle it.
He choked little Blake, and then Big Blake grabbed him and put him in a chokehold. One person.
Was he the one with the green wig on? I think I was the one with the pink wig, though. I was having fun with it. And that was the whole point of it. We were all having fun that night. He tried to ignite a hate train. This is what it is. Because now he's going, and other people are adding to the fact of it all and making it a white-black thing when it shouldn't be a white-black thing. This should just be, at the end of the day.
He tried to put Jeff's truck in drive without Jeff in the driver's seat. Whenever they were putting him in the truck, he tried to put Jeff's truck in drive.
It shouldn't have been any of it. It shouldn't even boil down to this. Like, we shouldn't even talk. We should have just been having fun. The recap of the party, it should have been all fun. Now it went to this whole narrative of, having to go back and forth with somebody. That shouldn't even, he should have just came back the next day and laughed about, oh my God, I was so drunk last night.
And he was invited back the next day.
Any other details we haven't heard? Yeah, we had fucking races down the water slide. It was fun. We were doing shots. We were having fun. We ate some Southern barbecue. Just chilling.
Literally,
that's what it was all about.
Playing a relay game on the water slide down to Castle, and it was like tackling.
I sat and watched like half of them literally tackle each other on the water slide.
Honestly, yeah,
pushing each other trying to get up during the relay race.
I got tackled into the mud. Am I crying about it?
He tried to say
no.
He wasn't drunk. He was drunk. He was drinking all night. I have videos and photos of him drinking all night.
I didn't go down to the water slide. My outfits were too expensive.
In fact, like he was drinking. I mean, to say he wasn't drunk is just dumb. Like, he was. If he wasn't drunk, we would have had no problem with him driving himself home. I even told him, I said, I just want you to get there safely.
And that is exactly what he did. He made it seem like he got jumped, but these were all his friends that were trying to protect him. That's all it was. Nobody jumped him. Nobody punched him. Nobody did anything. All they did was get him off of somebody else. And then after that, Noah said, back away from my friend. Do this. He's good. I got him. Noah took it. He grabbed Noah. Noah didn't even get mad after he grabbed Noah because Noah knew he was drunk.
Unwanted.
He was not the only thing
was the issue.
So it
wasn't.
All of it was just unwanted.
I do have cameras. If I could get into them right now, then this will clear a lot of stuff up. But.
Yeah, if you got your cameras, it'd be like, oh shit, be like, oh yeah, he was screaming and going crazy. Dropped the footage because he was in his underwear. But that's the thing with y'all messy motherfucking broadcasters.
From the police department
the thing with all y'all messy broadcasters, y'all want to see it live and thing. We don't care about that shit. That doesn't make me money. I'm not a dry snitch. I don't dry snitch and need to fucking put shit on fucking camera. None of that shit needs to go on camera. If your friend is drunk, you don't need to record your friend drunk doing some fucked up shit.
This wasn't even a Bigo event. Like, I had a ton of people here that are not even from Bigo. Like, a ton of people in this.
No, actually, Taylor did not go to. Taylor did not go to Robert Monique. Robert came and seen what happened. Once he heard, obviously he's going to call all of us, see what the fuck is going on. And everybody was already spinning a narrative on Taylor. Already. That same night, all the way through the morning, already spinning the narrative on Taylor. Zeus picked
Robert
it up,
called me, I
called
told
as
him
a
what
good
happened.
friend to Taylor. Other people called. Brandon Keys called Taylor. Other people
Yep.
called Taylor. People all across
And
the
I
app
told
called
everyone
Taylor.
the same exact thing.
Because everybody was concerned to see what the fuck was actually going on.
What
Well, if he makes it
bruises?
a leave, I'm here for it.
I haven't seen any bruises, and I'm not going to say he wouldn't have bruises from the chokehold he was put in, but he would not have any other bruises.
They called, go live on it, exactly. And this man called the cops on himself. He wanted his goddamn car to drive home drunk. The cops did not let him drive home drunk, seeing that he was drunk. They allowed him to go home safe. And if we were such assholes and we would have called the police after he came back and got his car, he would have been locked up right now, wouldn't he have? And his car gone. But we knew he was safe at the hotel sleeping because somebody else was at the hotel already.
He did.
Nobody said he couldn't come get his stuff. Nobody said he couldn't come get his stuff.
His stuff in the truck. His stuff was in the truck with him. He was sitting in the truck wearing a white shirt that was inside out and black sweatpants that were inside out. He had a book bag, his phone, and his wallet all at the truck.
Drip, we did know he came and got his car. We heard it go down the goddamn driveway. As we were sitting on the front porch, we're like, whoa, what the fuck? And there he goes, boom, gone. And that was after he was already back. That was an hour after he already came back with his own Uber. I know people saying he's bruised from head to toe. Is he bruised from head to toe?
He's not the only one drunk. I have no idea how he would be bruised from head to toe. Like, that's ridiculous. I know China has bruises from the water slide. Yodman has bruises from the water slide. And because some people were saying, well, black people don't bruise easily. Yodman has bruises from the water slide.
At this point, I wish he would have just had fucking a bruise across his fucking eye and his fucking thing from me at this point of him spinning the narrative.
That would clear.
At this point, that's all I give a fuck.
In Tommy K's live, he already cleared up that nobody jumped him, so I don't understand what the whole narrative of all the bruises and stuff is going about.
I do, Dollface. I sure the fuck do. If I ever see him again, he'll still get it. Because he should never approach me and say some shit about, oh, Mystery should have. I'm happy Mystery called the bank. I didn't even know this motherfucker. For him to just come and bring, when we're all having fun, to bring up some Bigo drama when I don't even know you, when I didn't even come live and speak on the Bigo drama.
That's just disrespectful, and it was uncalled for and squashed in January, so I don't know why someone that had nothing to do with it was speaking on it.
The point of the matter is, no matter how this would have been handled, somebody would have had a problem with it because this is 2023. People get offended over everything. And there's no way that we could have handled it any other way that it wouldn't have made somebody mad.
Well, either way, I don't give a fuck. End of the day, I don't give a fuck. Where I'm from, if you go to a party and you act like an asshole, it don't matter what you are, you're getting kicked the fuck out. When you were invited and you did some shit, and if these people are trying to get you home safe, and then you come back and bite the hand that fucking feeds you to get some fucking views and do a whole fucking media tour on Bigo, shame on you. All these people did was try to help you, try to get you home safe so you're not dead right now.
How come you didn't try to de-escalate the situation? You invited him. I don't know what you mean by why I didn't try to de-escalate. I don't know what you've heard.
I de-escalated the situation by leaving to the front porch. I put myself out of the situation. He just went with it and kept going because now he was just having fun in the pool and trying to be handsy on everybody else. Saying that he was drunk, not knowing what he was doing. Well, the thing with so that's the thing. Robert is his own thing. Robert wasn't there as well. Zeus was not there.
There was no reason
Zeus
for me
is
not to
from-
invite him. We were friends.
What one? What one?
Zeus was not even at the party when this happened. When this happened, Zeus was not there to fight, to do anything. And when he comes alive and says, I would have fought and I did all this stuff and I would have did all this and go crazy, that's Zeus. You know Zeus, what Zeus does. None of us was there.
Yeah.
The only thing that we did was have a platform to go up and speak our truth, because we're not going to be able to have a platform anywhere else because we were getting attacked any other platform we went into. Were we not getting attacked? I was getting attacked. Everybody, it was going the same way no matter what. So Drew, he had that, but you know what? Zeus does it. Zeus does it his way, and y'all know how Zeus does his way. A real friend won't let a friend drive home drunk.
To drink and
Straight
fight.
up.
He wasn't coming to drink and fight. I mean, he was not doing that.
Regardless, he showed up and to have fun. He showed up to have fun. He was invited to the party to have fun.
Drive drunk.
But he also had to understand that you're not driving home drunk and there's designated drivers. Everything went wrong when he put his hands on Mama Taylor and Coach B seen it and said, get out of my pool. It's time for you to go. Once he was heard, time for you to go, flipped the switch and started acting, What this y'all still don't get it? What the fuck is y'all still don't get it? Y'all don't get it.
No, not me, Mama Taylor. He did. I was there. I believe.
So
that he touched
the
her
accountability
multiple
is.
times, but I did see him put his hands on each one of her arms because he was gonna have a conversation with her. And when my dad seen it, he was like, "Now get out."
See, there's your shit right there. This narrative. It's 2023. Why you wanna always put? Dale wasn't there. Dale has nothing to do with this. Dale's here for my class, and we just turned into this whole situation. Dale has nothing to do with this. So why are you spinning it on Dale? He wasn't there. He don't know voltages. He don't really even know Taylor. So he was not there.
Push the narrative of aggressive. Aggressive can be taken many different ways.
Did you say, is Dale allowed to speak? Of course Dale is allowed to speak. Dale is a leader in my family. Of course he's allowed to speak.
Earlier in the night, he had touched my mom. He's touchy-feely, and I don't mean like sexual harassment touchy-feely. He just when Voltage is drunk, he's a very touchy-feely person. He likes hugs. He likes to put his arm around you. Just stuff like that. For me, it doesn't bother me, but for other people, it does bother them. I mean, everyone's different. And so he had been a little bit like that with my mom at one point and a couple other people who had made comments to my dad this is what's happening. Then whenever the stuff with 20 went down, he was asked to leave. And my mom went my mom got into the pool Voltages, you need to go. Coach B's going to take you to the hotel. And at that point, he put both of his hands, one hand on each one of my mom's arms, and that's when my dad kind of lost his shit and was like, get the hell out of the pool.
Y'all say privilege never been through nothing. Motherfucker, I was born with a single mom struggling my whole goddamn life. So suck a motherfucking dick.
What was going on.
Bitch,
I
never went through nothing.
Look,
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Your home, there's a reason for it. I was like, I'll have a conversation with you tomorrow. I still didn't know why he was leaving at this point because I had been in the pool having myself a good old time the whole night. No,
The original issue was with 20, yeah. That's why I said if I'd have just knocked him out, we wouldn't have been talking right now. Y'all would have been celebrating. Y'all would have been trying to interview me and shit. Trying to have fun with it. Looking for TMZ footage. That's all y'all would have been doing.
So why not have a conversation before the party to address him touching? It had never been an issue. He's in the previous years, he's touched me, but Me and Voltages were friends, but like Voltages has given me lap dances before, plenty of them, and it's always been fine. We were friends. If someone else had a problem with him touching them, then they were going to be able to handle it.
When it's
Okay,
unwanted.
What else are we
so
supposed to say?
get
Like what? If
so
someone
give me
touches you, what other word do you want to be said?
give me 1 second because I'm seeing a lot of people like saying my name. First and foremost, don't address me. That's number one. And I'm up here because I belong up here. And second, if I feel like I need to chime in on something, I will. Period.
Exactly. You know, and that's the whole
I
thing.
don't come in
A
boxes.
lot of y'all motherfuckers don't realize that. A lot of y'all in the comments want to chime in on every goddamn thing. But you know, if you were put in the goddamn shoes of Taylor, if you were being the homeowner, you'd be up here trying to defend yourself in this situation. It wouldn't matter, you know, how much money you got, what color you are, you know, what sexuality. Y'all would have been in the same situation. If that person would have left and killed somebody, you'd have some explaining to do, right? All of you. So right now, all we're trying to get at the point is for someone that you guys are trying to put up a prosecution on Taylor for trying to get him home safe. Yeah, he wants to spend the night because he feels embarrassed. He feels embarrassed right now of being.
Consented to this. This is different. Y'all are comparing a relay race of people tackling each other and stuff down the water slide versus someone being hugged on and stuff without their consent. Everyone who played this relay race knew what was happening. It was a relay race.
Exactly.
Two completely different things.
We're voluntarily playing.
20 definitely didn't want to hug.
No. Not from a
20
stranger.
definitely didn't want to hug. Listen, if you see me in real life, I'm not that type of person. I don't like nobody in my goddamn vicinity. Period. I'll shake your hand. I'll say what up to you. You can ask anyone that was there. That's just me. Somebody touching all over me, doing all that shit, and you know, I don't like that shit. So I said, stop touching me. You don't know me. And then he started talking about mystery and calling the goddamn bank. Why the fuck would you bring up some Beagle bullshit at a party when you don't fucking know me, for one? So what did I do? Instead of being an asshole and telling him to fuck off and beating his ass, I went over and told Taylor, yo, control your host. And I excused myself from the situation, went to the front porch. That's what I did. I had nothing else to do with the rest of the night. I was on the front porch for the rest of the remainder of the whole goddamn time. Nothing to do with the rest of the night. I took myself out of the situation. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. You say, how do I get touched? Just grabbing on my arms and shit. You know, said the same shit as he did to Marlins. He was very touchy, you know, when he's drunk, I guess. I don't know. That's the first time I ever met him. I was in the back.
Because we were friends, Ari.
Some of y'all just don't fucking listen. We were in the back when it all happened. I went to the front porch. It's just going to keep going in circles. At this point, it's just keep going in circles. Just keeps going in circles at this point.
Funny, you know what?
Tsunami. See, this white narrative and this bullshit, come on now. Come on now.
Funny,
y'all look stupid.
I think that people
Tsunami, you're in my
concern
family
themselves
too. Like,
with things that don't pay them. People are wondering why I'm sitting up here so quiet and it's because I mind the business that pays me. Like 20 said earlier, we don't get paid for this. He's not getting paid for this. So at the end of the day, y'all running back and forth like sheeps, trying to figure out information that don't even concern you. I could have said a whole bunch of stuff up here, but at the end of the day, it's more about listening and trying to figure out, like, okay, if you're curious enough, you just listen and you obtain the information. Everybody's gonna have their opinions, and nobody's gonna be either right or wrong or whatever, because it doesn't matter what happened at the party. You're gonna believe what you want to believe anyway, and it shows a sign of intelligence when you know how to mind your business.
Big facts.
I mean, let's just be for real. None of y'all is getting paid for none of this. No, nobody. You just look stupid asking all these questions, and I get it. You have questions, but like at
Plus,
the
know
end of
your
the day,
homework too.
like,
Shit, know your homework
is it
before you
actually
start.
paying you?
Before you
Like I
start
have I
spitting
have my own
fucking racist
questions.
narratives, shit.
Yeah, like I have questions about like
So I'm
Same
gonna go
My Name or
upstairs, show
whatever
you
the
my whole
case is,
goddamn
but
family, and you're gonna spin
I
a,
didn't
a
even put it
racist
out there
narrative.
like that.
The
Like
fuck?
that's just y'all look stupid for real.
I'm half fucking Puerto Rican. Make it make fucking sense. The only issue I have is that y'all are attacking people because they're white. The fuck? This has nothing to do with any of that bullshit. Because if it would happen at a all predominantly black party, y'all did the same motherfucking thing and made sure y'all got your friend home safe. Would you all not?
Hi, Mr. No Name.
It don't matter, Rose. Are you fucking retarded too? The fuck? Spinning that narrative over there with Llama. Sit the fuck down. You weren't there either. You're sitting here and thinking that fucking because you can say some shit. Go sit over there with Llama. Go hang out with Llama. Say the fuck out my room. It's your bullshit. Keep spinning the narrative. This shit's been going on for fucking 4 fucking days. Oh, it's chaos? I didn't know who it was.
I know who you are.
So, excuse me, everyone. 20, how you doing? Halo, Taylor. I do my damnedest to stay out of this. 20, I commend you. I respect you, and I told Taylor this yesterday. We're not American. You're Canada. Your thought process is different. So when everyone says I should have hit him, you should have clocked him, you should have drowned him, that's not how we think. Number one. Number two, I did go to Llama's panel and I said what I was live and I said what I needed to say. And I just want to make it very clear to people in the comments. If I have a party at my house and you've been invited for 3 years and you slept under my roof for 2 years, and then on the 3rd year you do something that I don't like and I say, can you leave? And you say you want to get your stuff and I say, no, you need to leave. I don't know what Canada, America, where you are. When I tell you it's time to leave my house and you refuse to leave my house, I'm going to kick you, bite you, punch you, throw you, beat you, because you need to get the fuck out of my house. That's not what happened in this situation, okay? They went about it as humbly and respectfully as they can. Coach B is old enough to be my father. And I know he didn't do anything disrespectful in this situation. I just don't understand why is it all of a sudden Taylor's this bad person and 20 is this bad person when clearly it was a party, alcohol was involved, and you crossed the line. So I just wanted to say, Taylor, I do apologize. I didn't mean to go and say anything, but I am Team Taylor, and I am going to stand behind my friends. 20, much respect. You have a great day, sir.
Appreciate that, Cass. But it is true though. It don't matter what it is. If you ask somebody to leave their house, they're not leaving, and they're kicking and flailing, and they're jumping on and putting someone in a headlock. You're gonna do it too.
He was trying to leave by driving drunk.
But at the end of the day,
Not
you
was
know,
driving drunk.
and it would have been all square and done, right? He's a grown ass man. It would have been all squared and done. The next day he would have came. We could have, you know, laughed about it. It'd have been like, okay, yeah, you were a little too drunk, and he would have been perfectly fine, still back at the house, just chilling. Sometimes when you get a little too drunk and touchy feely, yeah, of course he was invited back. Nobody said you can never come back. We knew his car was here. We knew he was coming back the next day. Nobody had any
Everyone
ill
comes
will
back
towards
different.
him.
We had
The only reason I have ill will right now is because of all this shit that's going on. That's why I have ill will right now. But at the party, I had no ill will. I went to the front porch to get out of that situation.
Himself said nobody jumped on him.
Y'all need to clear up the touchy-feely. When somebody else is rubbing all over you and you ask them to stop and they keep rubbing all over you, that is called touchy-feely. He was told multiple times not to touch people from different people. Rubbing on your arms, grabbing on you, holding on you, rubbing on your back, trying to go towards your back. And it's to the point that, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy to me, and it's made me more mad now that the 40 fucking was damn near 72 hours after the whole goddamn fact. Over 72 hours that we're still on Bigo talking about this bullshit and making a whole media tour and trying to prosecute Taylor, who invited him to the house, who only wanted to make sure he got home safe and was protected. But y'all want to make it something different. Even for our side, with Zeus and Stone and all them, yeah, because they're just going to war with y'all because we're not messy enough to go to war with y'all. When we shouldn't even be going to war to begin with. We don't care about that shit. Shit, we have boxes, we have different things that we were doing to focus on. It's going to go back and forth because they have their own fucking wars and their own beefs. We're trying to stay out of it and keep doing about our daily business. We are. And it ain't about being too rich for it. We are just too grown for it.
We brought it to
Too
Bigo.
grown.
I guess Voltages did. I didn't talk to anyone until yesterday. Or what was yesterday? Monday.
You say Bigo, you say
messaging me
see,
about
people
this.
just don't get it. You can be fucking 18 and be grown. You can be 18 and be grown. It's just a mindset. You got to know when to be professional on this platform. Especially on social media. Social media will just keep spinning in fucking circles. Everybody
Voltages
trying to
called
cancel
the cops
everybody.
himself.
Y'all can think what you want. Straight up. I don't give a fuck. I ain't trying to change your mind. I'm chilling. I ain't trying to defend my racist or whatever the fuck you all think I am. I ain't defending shit. I'm coming up here doing what I'm doing. End of the day, my people know all about me and what I'm about. Go look at Powerhouse. Go look at my family. Go look at the people I've made money on this goddamn platform. End of the day, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say and go back and go hang out with your messy broadcasters. Go have fun. Go have fun. End of the day, I'm going to keep doing me. All right, Alondra, just inbox me. If y'all looking to be a host, inbox me if y'all want to make some real money and not be with the bullshits. Or even Taylor at that, because she makes sure she takes care of all her people, high voltages included.
Yeah.
That was her host that she put on game. Shit, hell, loaned him his goddamn tears. So don't fucking sit there and say that anything else other than anything. He should never have bit the hand that fed him. Never. Never. Game.
But I was friends with Voltages. Hey, I only
Exactly.
knew. I would say I only knew
Friends.
about half, like 99% of the stuff that went on the messy side. I only knew about because of Voltages. That's the only person that ever told me the mess. He was like, "You heard about this? You heard about this?" I'd be like, "No, what happened?" Because I don't go to the messy side. I don't venture over there until today. I don't go to any of these streams. The only reason I knew who half of these people are is because of Voltages. No,
But that's the
not
thing.
here.
Here's a word from her.
Like I said, me and Voltages were friends. This was his fourth of it he's been to at my house.
Not here's a word from. I don't want to hear anybody saying that my girlfriend Stone inserted himself because Llama wasn't even there. He inserted himself. Tommy wasn't there. She inserted himself. So if anybody's going to say that, the main person who was there decided to go and gather a whole bunch of other people on panels to insert themselves and talk about it for 6 hours for 4 days in a row. So make sure y'all keep that same energy. If y'all going to talk about somebody else inserting themselves, stop deflecting. Taylor, you don't even need to address these people. Order U20, Dale, or Halo. They're below y'all. Carry on shitting on them. Y'all have been. And that's it.
Tommy K. Listen,
Yes, I got a
Tommy
question
K. For anybody that's in the comments, Tommy K. was completely professional.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was.
it was.
Completely
100%.
professional.
She absolutely
Hold up.
was.
Completely
Hold up.
professional. She didn't.
Hold up.
Completely
Hold up.
That's
professional.
respect.
That is my host.
20,
We love Tommy K
pause,
over here.
pause,
We
pause.
love Tommy
We're
K
gonna
over
love.
here.
You can love her as much as
Zeus
you
and
want.
Tommy have their own little beef going on.
Exactly, but also,
For
let
me,
me keep it a
for
stack.
me, that
Let
is
me
my
keep it a stack
host.
with you too.
So I don't want
Let me
no
keep it a
ill will
stack with you.
towards Tommy K
Wait,
on my
Zeus,
panel.
I got a
Hold
question
up,
for you.
hold up, pause. Let me just say something. 20's not gonna have any ill will because he's gonna get to the bag regardless.
No, it
Two
ain't even. It ain't
professional.
even about the bag. It's about the respect of Tommy K. Never speaking
Yeah,
ill will towards me.
but she sits with people who speak ill will towards you. Just like
Because
Lana
that's
did,
Tommy
Tommy.
K.
And this
She's
is
a
what happened
standalone host.
before.
She's a
She's
standalone
not a
host.
This
If
She can
she's a
situation
sit with
standalone,
who she wants.
thank you. No, see, but 20, this is why you ended up in the situation with Llama. If she's a standalone host, you said the same thing about Llama, and that's what he did to you. These people are standalone because when it comes to being selective, but they're not standalone when they sit up there and let other people drag your ass. You see how I'm
Llama's
loyal
not.
to you? These people drag
Yeah,
you,
but
and I showed
okay,
you videos of it
but
before.
here,
You're not getting it,
but here's
20, and that's
Zeus.
what happened with Llama. I get it's your
Okay,
host.
you can
I
speak
get you
on
want to be
Llama. You can speak
respectful.
on Llama and speak a thing, but on my thing, Tommy K is
With
a standalone host, so
you,
she's going to be able to sit with whoever she wants to sit with.
with you.
Because,
But 20,
but
let's
even if
not. But let's keep
they're ripping apart me, she's not going to say a word bad against me. She's going to listen to hear their side out.
Okay, but
So she's not going to.
that's what.
It's the same thing as you when you're doing. She's
No,
being fair to both sides.
lies. Because when Llama sat up there and let motherfucking Keith Jones and them call you a racist, he didn't say anything. And then afterwards, he came over and apologized and gave all that. Somebody sitting there
Yeah,
letting
but that's
people call
Llama,
you.
and I didn't even know that until you sent me that
20.
after.
I know, but 20. What I'm saying to you, I'm loyal to you and I fuck with you. Somebody sitting with people who let everyone drag and create a narrative is just as bad as saying it themselves. Saying nothing is saying the same thing. I'm not telling you to disassociate. I'm not telling you not to fuck with because that's your host. Get your points. But the same shit happened with Llama. That's what I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying.
But all I'm saying is Zeus, at the end of the grand scheme of things, Tommy K has never said an ill will towards me, herself,
Llama
out of
didn't
her
either,
mouth.
but he sat up
Yes,
there
he
and
sure the fuck did. Just by him saying he would never.
He sat up there with 5,000 people and let them drag you and then came over and apologized. He's just started saying negative shit to you now. 20. What don't you get? That's what I'm telling you.